Welcome everyone, Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Barry Silver. This is Cantor Garrett. And on behalf of congregation L'Dor Va-Dor, it's my great thrill to welcome you to the first Shabbat celebration of this year, 2022. And we also have Garrett, who has just newly been made our new Cantor, and she has new music that she's coming up with every week. Don't go anywhere, because she has some amazing music that you will not want to miss. This congregation was started by a bunch of volunteers and my father, Rabbi Sam Silver, who had this to say as one of his favorite sayings: "The greatest miracle of all is that we do not have to be the person today that we were yesterday, and we can be even better tomorrow if we use all the potential implanted within us by God." Today, we are going to explore how we can make this week, this month, and this year the best one ever, based on the Torah and based on modern understanding and science. I just want to point out one phrase from the Torah, which I'm not going to read. It's in this passage, but I just want to share it with you. Everyone remembers the phrase, "Let my people go," but they forget what comes after. "Let my people go that they may serve me." In other words, my friends, the freedom we enjoy in this country is for a purpose. We Jews are born with purpose to serve a higher ideal. And when we do that, we find fulfillment and joy. And so tonight, let the celebration of Shabbat and the celebration of a new you and a new me begin.
Peace to you and me.
Peace to you and me, peace to you and me. Peace to you and me, peace to you and me. Peace to you and me, peace to all humanity.
We rock this Shabbat all night long, hopping and bopping and singing our songs. Every little Jew in this community love to say the prayers and sing with me. Rockin' Shabbat, rock, 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 rockin' Shabbat, rock, rock, oh rock, go rockin' Shabbat. We're really gonna rock tonight. Treat to you and me.
Peace to you and me, peace to you and me. Peace to you and me, peace to you and me. Peace to you and me and all humanity.
Every Friday night, every Hamotzi, every Shabbat you Zoom with me. The Rabbi and the Cantor too wanna rock out and pray with you. Rockin' Shabbat, rock, 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 rockin' Shabbat, rock and rock. Go rockin' Shabbat, we're really gonna rock tonight.
Peace to you and me, peace to you and me, peace to you and me. Peace to you and me, peace to you and me. Peace to you and me and all humanity. Well, my friends, we usually start out with a song like Rock of Ages, but tonight we started with Rockin' Shabbat. We take the traditions of old and make them new. And one of the great traditions that we're going to begin with tonight is the lighting of the candles, which is appropriate because according to the Torah reading, you will see the prominent place that light has in this Torah reading and in the life of the Jewish people. So we're very pleased to have someone who's donated so much time and effort, and her largesse to our congregation, Roberta Cooper, will lead us in the lighting of the Shabbat candles.
Roberta,
There you go.
unmute yourself.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. At this time of stress with COVID-19 and the political strife in our country, this Rockin' Shabbat brings us welcome, peace, and love. The brightness of these candles dispels gloom. Their radiance summons us to fulfill our people's mission, to cast the light of freedom, justice, and peace upon all the world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Stay safe and have a good week.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much, Roberta. Many people wonder, why are there two candles on Shabbat? Because we rejoice as Jews in the light of reason and the light of love. Now we're going to continue with the Kiddush led for us by one of our new board members, someone who's already provided us wonderful guidance and direction, Stanley Rosenwasser.
Good evening, everybody. Let's partake in the Kiddush. All Jewish celebrations, from holidays to weddings, include wine as a symbol of our joy, and Shabbat is no exception. The Kiddush, which means sanctification, marks Shabbat as sacred time. We recite the blessing before sipping the wine, which is sweet, making our holiday of Shabbat just a little bit sweeter. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei pri hagafen. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Stanley. And thank you for adding a little sweetness to our congregation. Next, we're going to continue with a song that reminds us that the Sabbath is compared to a Sabbath bride, filled with joy and anticipation of what is to come. L'Chadodi.
Ananai lechadodi, ananai likrat kala, ananai pene Shabbat, Shabbat nekabela. Ananai lechadodi, ananai likrat kala, ananai pene Shabbat, Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, hikiva hore, kumi ori, uri uri, shir daviri, kivod Hashem, alayich niglav, lo tevoshi v'lo tikami, matish tochachi umatemi, bach yechesu, ani ami, venivneta, hiratila, ananai lechadodi, ananai likrat kala, ananai pene Shabbat, Shabbat nekabela, ananai lechadodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Boi vishalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha uvitzala, tochem hunei am sikula, boi chala, wo boi chala. Hey, ananai lechadodi, ananai likrat kala, ananai pene Shabbat, Shabbat nekabela, ananai lechadodi, ananai likrat kala, ananai pene Shabbat, Shabbat nekabela. Shinei Shabbat nekabela, yelecha, dodi likrat kala, Shinei Shabbat nekabela.
Unmute, Rabbi.
Some people may find it a little bit odd to have all of this joy and happiness and rockin' music at Shabbat. Oh, no, they say. Shabbat's a very somber time. Should be very serious. Actually, we Jews are serious about rejoicing. Shabbat is a time of joy, and so it's totally appropriate that we have this very lively music and that we try to make the Shabbat not a Saturday, Sadderday, but a more joyous day. And so we begin with many prayers and readings trying to get us into the mood of Shabbat, which is one of joy. And so we have a responsive reading which helps us to get into the mood of the joy of Shabbat. May the door of this community be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for fellowship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture.
May the door of this community be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and hostility.
May its threshold be a gateway to shared feelings, healing memories, rekindled dreams.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this community be, for all who enter, a doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
Now we're going to continue with another adaptation. You may remember the original, but you've never heard it quite like this before unless you're a regular at L'Dor Va-Dor. Shabbat across America.
We've been traveling far for thousands of years, led by a six-pointed star. Free, now at last we are free to celebrate Shabbat with our family. Everywhere in every shul, Shabbat across America, in search of our souls renewed. Shabbat's coming to America. Home now becomes a sacred place as our families we embrace. Sabbath lights burning warm from Orthodox to Reform. Our prophets dream don't seem so far away as we envision a brand new day where all conflict will cease and the world is at peace. Synagogues across the land, Shabbat's coming to America, a time to learn and understand. Shabbat across America, got a dream we've come to share. Shabbat across America, of a world that's just and fair. Shabbat across America, Shabbat across America, Shabbat across America, Shabbat across America, Shabbat across America. Today, to pray, to play, to sing. Our prophets speak to me, sweet words of harmony, of peace I sing. Our love we bring today. Tosha, Tova.
Unmute, Rabbi.
You notice I took off my mask because it is time for Jews to unmask ourselves. When we are silent, there is mask confusion. And that's what we see in this world because the Jewish voice is not heard. Edmund Flagg is urging us to speak out as Jews, to unmask ourselves and never allow our message of hope to be quarantined. And so we now read this beautiful responsive reading written by Edmund Flagg. I am a Jew because the faith of Israel demands no abdication of my mind.
I am a Jew because the faith of Israel asks every possible sacrifice of my soul.
I am a Jew because wherever there are tears and suffering, the Jews weep.
I am a Jew because the message of Israel is ancient and yet most modern.
I am a Jew because in every age when the cry of despair is heard, the Jew hopes.
I am a Jew because Israel's promise is a universal promise.
I am a Jew because for Israel, the world is not finished, humans will complete it.
I am a Jew because for Israel, humanity is not yet fully created. We continue to unfold culturally, ethically, and rationally as we guide our own evolution.
I am a Jew because Israel places the unity of mankind above Israel itself.
I am a Jew because the image of divine unity is a metaphor for the unity of all life.
Many times when I offer my words in a Shabbat celebration or in an inspirational message, people begin to doze off and fall asleep, and they wonder, am I asleep or am I awake? And so we're going to continue now with this song, Am I Awake? Which means, are we awake to the joy and wonder and the love in the world, or are we walking through life as if we are half asleep?
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yididai-dai-dai. 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 Yididai-dai-dai.
All of these prayers that we recite are really just ways of saying thank you. If you don't know Hebrew all that well, no worries. They're just expressing our gratitude for life, as does the Ma'ariv Aravim.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim Bechokma poteach she'arim Uvitvuna meshane itim Umachalif et הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב הערבים
Blessed is the grace that crowns the sky with stars and keeps the planets on their ways. The law that turns our night to day and fills the eye with light. The love that keeps us whole and day by day sustains us. The Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Listen, O Israel, to the mighty voice within. Hear the echo of your famous song. Celebrate life and the miracle that we share. Feel the power, know our God is one. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
It's very appropriate that we have Cantor Garrett singing this song about unity and harmony. She was the president of the Lake Worth Interfaith Network for years, still involved with the organization. She has devoted her professional life and her personal life towards bringing people together as one, which we remember on the Shema. And she also has changed the lyrics just slightly. We're always innovating. Usually it's lie, 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 lie. Well, in the United States today, we're hearing too many lies. We don't want to sing lie, 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 lie. Enough with the lies. We want truth. And so I've asked to replace lie, lie, lie with yedidai, yedidai. Yedidai means my friends. And so we start out the Shema with my friends because we have to remember that everyone that we see, people that we don't know, are only friends that we haven't met yet. That is the whole purpose of the Shema. And we have a new translation of it. The original Hebrew we would not alter, but the translation we read from a rational perspective is as follows. Hear, O Israel, the entire universe is one, having burst forth from a singularity eons ago. May our lives reflect this unity and seek to restore this oneness to our people so that we may restore it to the world. And now the Mi Chamocha.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire! Mika Mocha ben Ba'alim Shekhinah, Mika Mocha Nedar Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, oh say Fele, Mika Mocha Ba'alim Adonai, Mika Mocha Nedar Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, oh say Fele Malchutecha, woo, Ra'u Vanecha, Bokeh Ayam, Lifnei Moshe, Miriam. You're fine, so kind. I want to tell the world that you're mine, 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 mine. Micha Mocha Be'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nebar Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, oh say Fele. Micha Mocha Be'elim Shekhinah, Micha Mocha Nebar Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, oh say Fele. Malchutecha, woo, Ra'u Vanecha, Bokeh Ayam, Lifnei Moshe Miriam. You're fine, so kind. I want to tell the world that you're mine, 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 mine. Micha Mocha Be'elim Shekhinah, Micha Mocha Nedar Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, oh say fella, goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Now, some people might wonder, what would Abraham think about that song? I think he would be very, very pleased when we remember that Abraham was literally an iconoclast. He was someone who smashed the idols and broke with the past in order to chart a better future. How sad he would be if he thought Jews hadn't progressed at all, that his children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren were still doing the same old thing after thousands of years. Innovation and change and evolution is the greatest tribute that we can pay to our fathers and our forefathers and foremothers. And that's why we read the Avot Imahot itself is an innovation. It used to just be the Avot. The greatest tribute we can pay to our parents is to take their ideals and their values and continue to innovate and evolve them so that they make this world a better place and continue to retain their relevance and their reverence. So we read together the Avot, the Imahot. Feel free to read with me at home if you would like. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem Lema'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim b'Chol Yom Yehalalucha Selah, Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
And now we're going to express the thanks that we have for the world, which is the whole theme of Shabbat. We give thanks for creation. And the best explanation that we can find for this incredible universe and all life was hit upon by Darwin over a century ago when he realized the amazing fact that all of life that we see around us has been evolving in the most magnificent, wondrous way for billions of years, and we are the product of all that evolution. And if so, that means we have tremendous potential, and let us give thanks for this world. A creative power flows inside of me, which can be traced back to antiquity. And as reason makes clear, species rise then disappear, and evolution led to you and me.
Something in the wind whispers God's name, but our view of God has not remained the same. As I gaze toward the sky, I don't see a bearded guy. Evolution best explains from whence we came.
I'm giving thanks for the world and the works of creation, and the greatest explanation I can find is that a process profound is occurring all around, evolving from amoebas to mankind.
When I fully use my heart and mind, and when faith and science are at last aligned, the evidence makes clear how all living things got here. We evolved through time, and we are not designed.
Miracles abound in you and me. We're a product of the heavens and the sea. The remnants of a superstar describes exactly who we are, and the same is true for all life that we see. I'm giving thanks for the world and the works of creation, and the greatest explanation I can find is that a process profound is occurring all around, evolving from amoebas to mankind. Evolving from amoebas to mankind. Now, my friends, when we get up in the morning, we just think naturally that, well, of course we exist in this world. How else would the world have been without us here? But actually, we should give thanks for our existence because it was not foreordained. We should give thanks for life on earth because there are many, many things that had to go exactly right for life to be here, things that we take for granted. And we should give thanks that we're part of a wonderful tradition that believes in expressing our gratitude for it. So we're going to enter into a few moments of silent meditation. As we do so, I hope that we will overcome the urge to take everything we see around us for granted and have an attitude of gratitude which should never become a platitude. Let us give thanks for all of our blessings as we spend a few moments now in silent meditation.
This time, some are frightened. The world seems so confusing. We are regenerating cells of acceptance, revitalizing the DNA of our healing and peace. We are changing the planet with our lives, with our songs, and with our voices. Let us imagine that we are bringing to consciousness all that must be seen so that it can be healed. Bless those in need. May the universe cure our bodies so we're truly free. When your hearts are hurting, step into the sun. Reach out to a friend. Tikkun olam. And some people say, why must we bother? Well, it must be done. Friends, let's lend our hands. Friends, let's give our hearts. The healing has come. In your heart there lies the wisdom of love. Listen with your soul, hear the knowing that comes. And some people say, why must we bother? Well, let's open the door. Let's create a world for our future hearts, for them to live for. Friends, let's lend our hand. Friends, let's give our hearts. We're L'Dor Va-Dor, Mi Shebeirach Avoteinu Michor HaBracha Imotenu. We heal this place. We can heal this place. All the starving people, all the hurting souls, all the wounded and diseased, and even the trees. Please join with me.
Now, you have probably heard many versions of Mi Shebeirach, but I bet you have never heard that one, because this is the first time that it's ever been sung publicly, because it was created and produced by our own Cantor, Garrett. And it's a beautiful song, and it allows us to take a moment to give thanks for healing. If you are over 25 years old, thank a doctor and thank science, because that was about the average lifespan about 500 years ago. And if you're older than that and you're still able to function and maybe walk around and see and hear and maybe hit a tennis ball or throw a frisbee, let us rejoice in how lucky we are to have our health, and let us do everything we can to preserve it. And now, in tribute to our Cantor gal, we're going to sing a song called Sing Us a Song, You're the Cantor Gal. It's 7 o'clock on a Friday night. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man davening next to me for an era of peace to begin. He says, now I believe, and it's thrilling me as a smile washes over his face. 'Cause a rational faith is fulfilling me now when I enter this sacred place. La 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 volteno, la la atitar. Oh, sing us a song, you're the Cantor gal. Sing us a song Sabbath night, 'cause we're all in the mood for your kavanah in the glow of the soft candlelight. We sing out in praise of creation and give thanks that at last we are free to gather as Jews and pray as we choose, and there's no place that we'd rather be. There's a young man praying in front of me, feeling peace and love from within, and a feeling of joy washes over him as he views all mankind as his kin. Well, the ambience feels like a carnival as we start with the Hine Matov, and this feeling within us is marvelous as we're filled with thoughts from above. As the cantor sings in the microphone, the smiles on our faces appear. We sing songs of praise to inspire our days and say, gosh, it feels good to be here. Sing us a song, you're the cantor gal. Sing us a song Sabbath night, 'cause we're all in the mood for your kavanah, in the glow of the soft candlelight. It's a pretty good crowd for a Sabbath Eve, and the congregants give me a smile, 'cause they know joie de vivre is what we achieve as we celebrate life for a while. And the rabbi is practicing politics in pursuit of a world that is fair, 'cause he knows our tradition sends us on a mission to heal and to love and to care. The sun has now set on this Sabbath Eve as we welcome you, one and all. As a Jew, I get ready to stand up for truth. Yes, we're here to answer the call. Well, now it's time for the pièce de résistance. We are going to read from the Torah, very special Torah reading tonight. This is one of the reasons you're going to see why the Torah is one of those bestsellers, filled with excitement and suspense and drama. We'll be reading about that tonight, but before we do, of course, we have to have a blessing, which will be recited by our cantor after we do the responsive reading. These are the obligations without measure. Their fruit we eat now, their essence remains for us in the world to come.
To honor father and mother.
To perform acts of love and kindness.
To attend the house of study.
To welcome the stranger.
To visit the sick.
To rejoice with bride and groom.
To console the bereaved.
To pray with sincerity.
To make peace when there is strife.
But the study of Torah is equal to them all because it leads to them all. And the world to come that we look forward to in rational Judaism is this world, when it becomes even more perfect due to our endeavors and our ability to channel the virtues of our ancestors in today's world. Now we're going to have the Torah blessing.
Baruch atah Baruch hu et Adonai hambevarach.
Baruch Adonai hamborach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamborach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
So when I first got to Israel, I was teaching tennis on a kibbutz, and I arrived there and I heard people saying, Bohena, Bohena. And I thought, wow, why are they speaking Spanish in Israel and saying Bohena? But actually they were saying Bo-Hena. Come over here, come over here. Bo means to come, and that is the name of this particular sedra, this parashah. And the sedra called Bo is the climax of the 10 plagues. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe, Nata yadecha al hashamayim, v'yehi choshech al eretz Mitzrayim, God said to Moses, extend your hand towards the heavens, and darkness will cover the earth. Vayed Moshe et yado al ha'amim, vayehi choshech afilah. Moses did as instructed, extended his hand upwards, and there was a thick darkness, b'chol eretz Mitzrayim, in the entire land of Egypt, shlosha yamim, for 3 days. Lo yir'u ish et echav. A man couldn't even see his brother. V'lo kamu ish mitachavav shlosha yamim. And nobody could see anything from the underneath that thick darkness. And perhaps what it's trying to say is that in Egypt, people could not see that they were brothers. And that's why they were filled with darkness, which is why it says they couldn't see their brother. For the Chol B'nei Yisrael haya or b'mishvotechem. But within the Jewish settlements, there was or, there was light. Many people think that the word or in Hebrew is related to oro, which is gold in Spanish, or aura, a seeming glowing light that pervades us. Vayikra Pharaoh el Moshe. Pharaoh called out to Moses, Vayomer L'chu avdu et Adonai. And he said, get out of here. Go ahead and worship your God, after he denied them that privilege for so many days. Rak tzonachem uvachartchem yetzi gam tapachem yelech imachem. Your children can go with you. The only thing that will not go with you are your sheep and your flocks. Vayomer Moshe gam ata titen b'yado zevachim v'ola v'asinu l'Adonai Elohenu. Moses could sense he was in a very strong bargaining position, and he said, if we don't take our flocks and sheep with us, what are you going to do? Are you going to provide all of the sacrifices that we need out in the desert? V'gam miknenu yelech imano, lo tisha'er pachasa, ki mimeno nikach la'avod et Adonai Elohenu. No. We will go, all of us, our children, our wives, and our flocks, when we go out of Egypt. V'anachnu lo neda ma na'avod et Adonai ad banu shama. Because we do not know what God is going to require of us in service. And the same is true today. We do not know where our service will be needed, but wherever it is needed, we will come through. V'yechazek Adonai et lev paro v'lo aval lishlechem. But God hardened Pharaoh's heart once again, and he would not let them go. Vayomer lo paro lech me'alai. And he said to Moses, get out from before me. Hishamer lecha al tosef ra'ot panai, ki bayom ra'otacha paneh tamut. And Pharaoh said to him, when you leave now, you will never again see me alive. Vayomer Moshe, ken debalta lo osaf od ra'ot panecha. And Moses, knowing what was to happen, twisted the words and said, yes, you are right. The next time I see you, I will not see you alive. The blessing after the reading of the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
My friends, this is one of the most dramatic passages in the Torah, and it also has much to tell us, including how can we start the new year right on this first Shabbat of the new year. You know, my friends, we make a lot of resolutions, and many of those resolutions are hard to keep. And we ask, why is it that it's so difficult to keep these resolutions? I want to share with you a way of looking at things from the Torah and from our Jewish heritage that might help us. The word resolution has at least two meanings. One of them, of course, is to resolve. We're going to make a resolution to do better. But resolution also means something else. What is the resolution of that material? Resolution also means the vision. How is it that we are seeing? Resolution means to be able to see. My friends, we can make all the promises we want, But if we don't see the world differently, we won't be able to keep them. Before we act, we must conceive. And before we conceive differently, we must think differently. So what the Torah is trying to tell us is Pharaoh saw the world as a commodity, and he saw people as something to use and exploit. And therefore he would never ever find happiness and fulfillment. And this would one day come back to haunt him. The only way to change would be to change his way of thinking. He was incapable of that. My friends, today, we see many people who are like Pharaoh. They are chained to their hardened way of thinking. It's almost as if some supernatural force has hardened their heart, because it's hard to believe that anybody can be like that. I was at Mar-a-Lago last night, and we were asking that everyone be held accountable, even the president, for staging insurrections and participating, and we were confronted with such hate and such viciousness and such ugliness in their heart, a hardened heart of people who seem like there must be a supernatural being doing this, because how could people be this way? Pharaoh was literally in denial. D-E-N-I-L-E. There was climactic changes going on all about him. Hail and darkness and the death of animals, and he was clueless as to its cause. He could not see what was going on. And because of that, he was incapable of changing his ways, and his heart was hardened. My friends, we need to change the way we see things. Instead of seeing the world as corrupt and as impossible to change, let us look through Jewish eyes. Yes, let us see through Jewish eyes, the eyes of the prophets. They realized that the greatest darkness occurred before the dawn. They started the day in the evening in order to show that every evening, every night is followed by the day. And what does the Torah say in this passage? Something amazing. It says that Egypt was filled with darkness, but light pervaded the homes of the Jewish people. How could this be? If you are a modern Jew, you might say, well, that's an allegory. It's trying to teach us something. Wherever we have gone, there's been darkness around us. People treating each other miserably. People being lost. People not seeing the light of love. But the Jewish home, with the light of Shabbat, has always been immunized. We've been vaccinated from darkness with the light of love. Vaccinated from ignorance with the light of reason. But it only works if we cling to our Jewish ideals. We cannot be affected by the darkness around us. And if we do that, then we can indeed see a great light, and then we can share that light with others. We must not be caught up in these plagues of darkness. Our president said it very well. Do we want to live in a world of truth, or do we want to dwell in the shadow of lies? In our political world, lies have taken over. Lies about our elections. Lies about the soul of America. Yes, indeed, we are struggling now to save the soul of America from those who have sold their soul to the devil long ago. Let us not be corrupted, and let us love everyone, regardless of their position, regardless of their political party. Let us not be like those who think that because someone thinks differently, we have to hate them. And my friends, one of the greatest teachings in the Torah that we see from the Exodus of Egypt, not only that the Jews can be a light to the nations, not only that the Jews were commanded to leave Egypt so that they could serve a higher purpose, but that the Jewish people have been ordained to be a light unto the nations. And after the slavery in Egypt, it did not bring out the beast in us. It brought out the best in us. For the Torah says these incredible words that we still haven't figured out how to fulfill, but if we could teach them to the world, then we would be a light to the nations. V'ahavta et hagel kamocha, Ki gerim hayitem be'eretz Mitzrayim. Love the stranger, which if you translate it exactly means the immigrant, the one who's from a different country, the one who's a different political party, the one who thinks differently. Love the stranger as yourself, because you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Let the bitterness of slavery, let the oppression that the Jews have felt sensitize us so that we may be a source of blessing and a source of healing. My friends, on this Shabbat, may us make New Year's resolutions to see the world through new eyes, filled with gratitude, filled with joy, and filled with purpose, so that when we wake up in the morning, we know that we have been brought to this land of freedom so that we can serve a higher purpose, a greater ideal. I thank you very much for sharing your Shabbat with us, and I am very appreciative to our board, to our congregants, to Cantor, Carol, Garrett, for allowing L'Dor Va-Dor to reflect the light of reason and the light of love to counter this world of darkness. Shabbat Shalom. Feliz Año Nuevo. Happy New Year. May this new year be the best one ever.
This song is by Dan Nichols. Yeah, 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 yeah. You can sing it home with me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Couple more times. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. We all got a life to live. We all got a gift to give. Just open your heart and let it out. We all got a piece to bring. We all got a song to sing. Just open your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hope and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. We all got a tale to tell. We all want to speak it well. Just open your heart and let it out. We all got a mountain to climb. We all got the truth to find. Just open your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Reshit bara Elohim. Reshit
B'Tselem Elohim is a beautiful song. In Hebrew, the word matzlema means a camera. It's from the word tselem, meaning an image. In the image of God, the Torah says we are created. Does this mean a physical image? No. If we understand God to be a creative power that's in all, that unites all and that transcends all, then human beings are the most creative beings around. And when we create a world of joy and of love, that demonstrates that we are truly in B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of a creative power, and also made of earth, but with our thoughts aspiring to the heavens. Now we have another song. This song is from the very, very old days when I was a child. I remember this song back in Stamford, Connecticut, in the old Union Prayer Book, that little prayer book of the Reform movement, which I really cherished. And I took that song and kept most of it intact, but changed a little bit in order to make it even more relevant in today's world. It'll be sung for us by Cantor, Garrett.
Let us adore this wondrous living world and render praise unto nature and spread out the cosmos and establish the earth, whose glory is revealed in heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. This is our home, there is none else. We raise our eyes in reverence and honor and creative power above any king, at work each hour, sustaining life and everything. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachvim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy Force in you and me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that exists throughout eternity.
Now we're going to continue with the Kaddish. As we read the Kaddish, we think of those who are no longer with us, but still inspire us and still live within our hearts. Those who have passed away recently and those who passed away at this time. We have many names that we share with you, that we honor. And we also remember Betty White, who lived a very, very long life, almost to 100. And I'd just like to share with you one of the reasons why I think she was not only able to live so long, but be so vibrant for so long. She always found the humor in things. She had a wonderful sense of humor and didn't see the sadness of life, but she rejoiced in life as we do on Shabbat. She also devoted herself to the cause of helping animals. She donated money and her time to alleviating suffering. And people who have a purpose, especially a kindly purpose, are invigorated and do very, very well throughout the years. And she was also someone who was always learning new things. She was always interested in new songs and new TV shows and keeping busy and active. She never wanted to retire from life. She kept busy all the time. She reminds me in that way a lot of my dad, who was a rabbi until the age of 95, who had an amazing sense of humor and was always learning and expanding and trying new things. Let us learn from her, and let each of us learn from all of our loved ones and be inspired by them so that their wonderful qualities will live on in us, and in that way they may be a blessing. We now read the Kaddish. Yiskedal v'yiskadash shemei Rabbah, b'yomad yivrach ruseh v'yamlich malchuseh, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayed l'chol beis Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru amen.
Amen.
Yehei shemei Rabbah mivorach l'olam umei umaya, yisporach v'yistabach v'yispoar v'yisromam v'yisnaseh, v'yisadar v'yisalev v'yishalal shemei l'kudeshah b'rechu, le'elam inko b'rchasa v'shirasa, tushbechasa v'nechamasa, Dam Yochon b'yama v'yimru amen. Yehei shlam Rabbah min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'yimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru
Amen.
amen. And now we have Sharon Leibovitz, who is the brains and the brawn behind this wonderful Shabbat program, who puts it together for us and runs it. Sharon Leibovitz will now share announcements, and that beautiful announcement sign with all the colors. I'm pretty sure that's her handiwork as well. Go ahead, Sharon.
Welcome, Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for being part of our ROCKIN Shabbat this evening. We're thrilled to have everybody both here on Zoom and YouTube and Facebook. Thank you very much. This Tuesday, January 11th, and every Tuesday at 7 p.m., we have our Touch of Torah with Rabbi Barry Silver, and on January 18th, we'll have our return special guest, Rabbi Zvi Khan, along with Rabbi Barry, talking about the Torah, and we hope you'll join us for that. On January 23rd, Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m., we have a special brand new program for the new year, Kamzitz 18, a Chai Song celebration. It's a meditative and spiritual time in song and stories. Rabbi Barry will share some inspirational stories, and Andrew Sussman will share some song, and it'll be a beautiful afternoon for all. We'll have our return program on Saturday, January 29th at 4 p.m. It's 7 p.m. I made a mistake on that slide. It's 7 p.m. Shabbat, Shira, and Havdalah, a taste of Shabbat, song, and Havdalah. A closing out of Shabbat with the beautiful separation service of Havdalah, with the candles and the spices and the wine, led for us by Andrew Sussman, cantorial spiritual leader. And we'll be together, and we thank you for being on that. We will have Zoom Shabbats for the month of January so that we can be safe and not get COVID from one another. Next week, we'll celebrate Shabbat and Tu B'Shvat. And on the 21st, we'll honor Martin Luther King Jr. within our Shabbat service. And on January 28th, we'll also honor the International Holocaust Remembrance Day. We'll have our Zoom and Shabbat and Shmooze, Oneg Shabbat at 8:15 following our service. Don't leave after this service because we'll have our Zoom and Shmooze right after. And find us on l'dorvador.org, our website, our YouTube channel, and our Facebook page. And please share L'Dor Va-Dor with others and let them know about the L'Dor Va-Dor Rational Judaism, Rabbi Barry Silver, Cantor Carol Garrett, Andrew Sussman, and all of us at L'Dor Va-Dor. Share us with them. And with that, I think we're going to have our January birthdays and anniversaries.
Thank you very much, Sharon. We do take time now at the first Friday of the month in order to celebrate and congratulate those who are celebrating birthdays and anniversaries this month. As we do so, we give thanks for the gift of life and hope that we will cherish it and use it and make the most of this gift of life by being able to change, adjust, and evolve and become even better this year than we were the last year. I just want to share with you the fact that we take for granted too often the miracle of life. Do you realize that there were an immense number of creatures who gave their lives in order that oxygen would be expelled from them so that we would have an oxygen-filled atmosphere? Without that oxygen, we wouldn't have been here. An ionosphere surrounds this earth because of a magnetic core that keeps out cosmic rays which would have destroyed all life. The ozone layer stops the sun's rays from burning us to a crisp. The atmosphere keeps meteorites from bombarding the earth. So many blessings that we take for granted. Those of us who are celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, let us give thanks for life, let us cherish life, and let us celebrate this year. And now we're going to have, I believe, Siman Tov and Mazel Tov for all the people celebrating birthdays and anniversaries this month.
Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Yehelanu, 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 V'yakol ha'olam, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, V'yakol ha'olam, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, V'yakol ha'olam.
want to thank Sharon Leibovitz, Cantor Carol Garrett, Roberta Cooper, Stanley Rosenwasser. I want to thank all of you for joining us and sharing Shabbat with us. This will be on the internet, perhaps permanently. So if you like what you saw, please share it with others and let them know they can watch it. It'll be available to them on the internet. If you didn't like what you see, well, tell us why and we'll try to make it better. I want to also offer this blessing for everyone. Yivorecha Adonai b'yishmarecha. May you be blessed and preserved with good health. Ya'ech Adonai panav elecha b'chuneka. In this world of darkness, may the light of love and reason shine upon you and be emitted from you always. Yisa Adonai panav elecha yasem lecha shalom. May you be lifted up by the power of love, the words of our heritage, and the inspiration of our parents and our dear ones, in order to stand on their shoulders and make our lives a blessing. And finally, I want to share with everyone, if you disagree with anything that you heard here tonight, rejoice that we're part of a congregation where people are free to express all types of views and share and discuss them. I hope that you will join us in discussion at the Zoom Oneg Shabbat. And if you agree with everything I said, I'd love to hear from you. And if you disagree, I'd love to hear from you even more. Because here at L'Dor Va-Dor, we believe in tackling the issues, talking about what's going on, and actually making our prayers and our Shabbat real by being engaged in this world and trying to make it better. Join with us. Tell us your opinions. Tell us how you think we could do better. Share with us your simchas. We'd love to hear from you. And we also commit that we will be in our own building once this pandemic ends. We will be meeting live in a building somewhere, and with your help, we can make that happen. If you know of any places in Palm Beach County where they have some space available for a wonderful congregation that believes in uniting reason and religion and uniting all the peoples of the world in love and harmony, let them know and let us know, and maybe you could help us find a right place for us to be, as everyone here is commissioned to be on the search committee. Thank you for joining us. Shabbat Shalom. Happy New Year. And I hope to see you soon on the other side in our Zoom Oneg Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom.
Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it could be someday it's gonna come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness, there rides the peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Now I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, peace train sounding louder. Ride on the peace train. Come on, the peace train. Oh, peace train, holy roller. Everyone jump on the peace train. Come on now, peace train. Get your bags together. We'll bring good friends too, 'cause it's getting nearer. It soon will be with you. Now come and join the living. It's not so far from you, and it's getting nearer. Seeing it will all be true. Oh, peace train sounding louder. Ride on the peace train. Come on, the peace train. been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is. Why must we go on hating? Why can't we live in bliss? 'Cause out on the edge of darkness, there rides a peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Oh, peace train sounding louder.
Ride on the peace train.
Come on, the peace train. Peace train, holy roller.
Everyone jump up on the peace train.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, the peace train. Come on, the peace train. Come on, the peace train.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.